So I'm a board chair and advisor. I've got a long career in the life science industry. So I've got specialities in healthcare, clinical research, molecular diagnostics, technology. But I'm also very passionate about helping other people. So that's really what drives me. I want to help other ambitious leaders drive revenue, build high-performing teams, build a strong company culture. I like to be able to really question people, get to the bottom of things. I've always loved in my executive experience, bringing in new people, connecting people with new organizations, doing business development, moving into new markets and so on. So I currently hold 4 board positions. So I'm chair of the board for Evidence to Impact, which is a UK-based social enterprise. They deliver programs to high schools to prevent uptake of smoking and vaping and other undesirables. And they're also delivering that across Europe and Asia at the moment. I'm also a board advisor for a company based in Norway called AI Automatizing. They are doing all things AI, to be honest, lots of interesting stuff. So they're running AI automation projects. They've got AI chatbots that actually work and are not annoying. And they've got a very interesting mental health application as well. I'm also an advisor for LabShare.ai, which is a company based in Texas, and they're looking to build a community of lab researchers in the life science industry and connect them with suppliers who supply into the lab research industry. And finally, I'm a board advisor along with Eurusha on Home from Home care homes, which is looking to really revolutionise the industry for caring, the way we care for the elderly in the UK. So those are my 4 positions. The approach I tend to follow is really based on emotional intelligence. And I know a lot of people are not always completely clear what emotional intelligence is. It's really about being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. So really, it's all about listening. So being able to actively listen to the leadership of the company that you're supporting, being able to listen to the other board members that you're working with, be able to empathize and be able to show that you're listening and empathizing, know what sort of contribution you can make. I'm sure all the people on this call have got a tremendous amount of experience, and that's actually one of the tough things when you first start looking at board roles. You think, well, which bit of my experience do I bring? So being able to identify what you can contribute to that particular role in that situation. Connecting well with the people that you're supporting, but also connecting with other people, helping the people you're supporting connect with other people in your network. So connecting in all its forms. And of course, challenging. So questioning and challenging is a really important part of board work. Challenging can seem a little bit of a struggle to start with when you first move into board work, but if you've built these relationships through these first pieces, then challenging is just a natural part of that. And really my mantra is to make others successful. That's what I've always done through my executive career, through management, through business development. It's being able to bring solutions to customers who haven't been able to find them before. So being able to now make leadership of companies successful, being able to make my other board members successful. So if you make others successful, you'll be successful too. Success breeds success. And okay, so this is my boardroom journey. So as I said, I'm a life science person, so I'm actually a trained molecular biologist. My expertise was initially honed in the lab. I worked in university labs in the UK and also in Australia. And then it was strengthened through customer-facing technical roles. So I did a lot of technical work in the first part of my career. As I transitioned into the commercial space, I developed a strong passion for new business development, which evolved into global sales leadership. So I was leading a team with teams across the North America, Europe and Asia. I got very involved in strategy within my executive work, and also formed my own consulting company where I focus on new business development strategy, specifically in the life science space. When I joined Veblen, which is, as Callum said, is only fairly recent, just a few months ago, this connected me to a network of like-minded people, so like-minded people who want to be on boards just like me, and opened access to board opportunities. So those were the big two pluses for me of joining Veblen. I particularly like the international network that we've got at Veblen. I've always worked internationally. I can't be caged into one country. So I love that. And the access to board opportunities that I would not otherwise have seen. By actively engaging with my network and applying through Veblen for board opportunities, I've managed to land for 4 board roles within 3 months. So one of those came through my own network, so using the knowledge I gained at Veblen in order to maximise my own network. One came through just chatting to people in the Veblen network, a bit like Yarisha mentioned. And the other 2 were board opportunities that I saw through Veblen that I would not have seen otherwise. So that's my journey. And then just to talk a little bit about the 5 components that we've mentioned so far. So for me, I think connections is the big thing. That's what's got me to where I am with my board journey, and that's what's enabled me to work fast. So important thing is not just to connect with people, but to talk to them. So I think Christian mentioned talk to everybody that you meet at Veblen. So I did that in my first week. I set up calls with everybody I could see at Veblen to try and connect with them. I also started talking a lot more to my own network that I'd built on LinkedIn. And all the time I'm looking to see how I can help them. I said that's what comes to me naturally. So that's the approach I took. What can I do to help you? And through that I've achieved the board roles that I've got. It's also about adding new connections, and when you add new connections, you need to start building those 2-way conversations. So the knowledge I gained from the Veblen process was really valuable. A lot of it, to be honest, is actually common sense, but it's in the way it works is it highlights for you which are the important bits of your common sense and your work experience and your life experience that you need to use in order to tackle this. So working my network, learning how to change my LinkedIn profile to make it more board appropriate, how to do more posting, just how to do much more on LinkedIn and be much more visible and much more active. My profile, I think my life science experience and business successes were what has secured me the board roles. So I've realized that is the piece of my experience that people are most interested in. But interestingly, the value once I've become a board member has actually been more on basic business strategy, so helping them to develop pipelines, marketing strategies, how to get more discipline in their business processes, and also in connecting them with people that I know. So bringing in new connections, helping to connect them with people that are useful to them. And then for leverage, using my experience and connections gained on one board to help other boards and board members. So I've been able to bring already experience that I've gained on the first board I started working with into other boards I joined later on. So it's a big learning experience for me. As I say, I'm only a few months in, but I'm already managing to leverage some of what I'm learning through this process in order to help push myself further forward. So what lessons have I learnt from this process? So number 1, network is everything. That really is what has got me to where I am. Number 2, you could, if you're experienced, which I'm sure most of you are, you've probably got decades of experience, you could offer value in all sorts of places, and you could potentially offer value to almost any board. You can probably offer something useful. So think carefully about which companies you're going to join, because you're going to spend a lot of time with them, and you're going to be with them over a long period of time, hopefully. So choose companies which also offer you something back. So choose a company where you can also get some growth for yourself. And use growth in one role to access new opportunities and even help you move into different industries. That's one of the beauties of board roles, is that you can actually go and work in industries that you haven't worked in before. And my goals for the future, so I think I'm looking to move up to the next company size up. So I'm working with 4 smaller companies at the moment. So I'd like to move up to a mid-sized company. I can see that the people who are interested in me are the ones who have got some kind of life science or healthcare aspect to the company or to one of their products. So it's likely to have that type of a flavour. But mid-sized companies is where I'm going. I know I've got 4 board roles, but I've actually got loads of capacity. I'm used to working lots of hours, and I'm definitely not working that long at the moment. So I've got loads of capacity to do more. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. I hope you found that useful. I'm looking forward to the discussion.